African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoy, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of July 5, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Sumy region have improved the situation along the front line. They inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the mechanized, airborne assault brigades, Assault Regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Khrapovshchina, Kondratovka, Besilovka, Sadki, Novaya Sich, and Andrievka in the Sumy region. That the Armed Forces of Ukraine lost up to 210 servicemen, 3 combat armored vehicles, 11 cars, 5 field artillery guns, and 3 ammunition depots. Units of the West Group of Forces defeated formations of 2 mechanized brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Kupiansk, Berezovka, Peskanoy, and Petrovka in the Kharkiv region. The losses of the Ukrainian Armed Forces amounted to over 230 servicemen, 8 vehicles, and 3 artillery pieces. 3 electronic warfare stations, a counter-battery station and /TPQ-50 made in the USA, and 4 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group improved their tactical position. They defeated the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized, airmobile brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Reznikovka, Chasov Yar, Seversk, and Konstantinovka in the Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy lost up to 140 servicemen, 2 pickup trucks, a field artillery gun, a Croatian-made RAK-SA-12 multiple launch rocket system launcher, an electronic warfare station, and a supply depot. Units of the Center Group of Forces have taken up more advantageous lines and positions. They defeated the formations of 2 mechanized, airborne brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2 territorial defense brigades, a Marine brigade, and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements of Rodinskoy, Novoekonomicheskoy, Boykovka, Krasnoarmeysk, Grodovka of the Donetsk People's Republic, and Novopavlovka of the Dnipropetrovsk region. The losses of the Ukrainian armed formations amounted to 440 servicemen, 5 combat armored vehicles, 7 cars, a Grad multiple launch rocket system combat vehicle, and 5 field artillery guns. Units of the East Group of Forces continued to advance into the depths of the enemy's defense. Defeated the manpower and equipment of 2 mechanized brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, a Marine brigade, and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Kamyshavaka, Podobnoy of the Donetsk People's Republic, Poltavka, Malinovka, Guliapol, and Temirovka of the Zaporizhia region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost more than 155 servicemen, 3 combat armored vehicles, and 6 cars. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces defeated the formations of a mechanized brigade, a coastal defense brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, and a territorial defense brigade in the areas of the settlements of Molotov-Machka of the Zaporizhia region, Tokarevka, and Antonovka of the Kherson region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost over 90 servicemen, 2 combat armored vehicles, 6 cars, and 2 field artillery guns. 6 electronic warfare stations, 3 ammunition depots, and a warehouse of material were destroyed. Operational Tactical Aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces destroyed 2 launchers and 2 MPQ-65 radar stations of the Patriot anti-aircraft missile system made in the USA. Damaged the infrastructure of military airfields, fuel and military technical equipment depots, an assembly shop and storage sites for strike unmanned aerial vehicles, as well as temporary deployment points of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, nationalists, and foreign mercenaries in 152 districts. Air Defense Systems shot down a HIMARS multiple launch rocket system made in the USA, a Neptune long-range guided missile, 3 guided aerial bombs, and 371 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 663 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 67,349 unmanned aerial vehicles, 614 anti-aircraft missile systems, 24,137 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,575 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 26,993 field artillery guns and mortars, 37,677 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.